With us, the head coach of the Cavaliers, Dane Damron, UVA-wise, goes on the road this week for its South Atlantic Conference road opener against the Saints of Limestone. Coach, new facility down there. It's a new coaching staff, but it's an old coaching staff. Your initial impressions of Limestone and what the Saints bring to the table.
I think they're very talented. They've done what we're not able to do. They've hit the portal and got some grad transfers in there, and it's really upgraded their talent level. When you got graduate programs at your school, you're able to do that, and that's not something that we've not been able to tap into. But I think Coach Furry has got an influx of talent in there, and that looked really good for the last week against Carson Newman.
Top-rated offense in the league for Limestone in terms of total offense, and they've shown they can do it through the air and running the ball. On the ground last week they did it. First couple weeks of the season they did it through the air with, you mentioned, their grad transfer. Talk about that and maybe some issues that presents to you. Last couple weeks it's been basically a run-oriented offense you faced.
Yeah, you just got. I think you've always got to stop the run first. If defensively you can't stop the run, you don't have a defense. And I think that the defense did a great job last week. Of taking the kid from Barton College away. We forgot about the quarterback sometimes because he did a really good job. But they shift and motion and do a lot of different things this week. So our kids will be up to the task. Our defensive kids will be locked in, and they got some wideouts there that they brought in that are difference makers also.
An issue that they have had early in the season has been stopping the run, and you've had success this year running the football, averaging over 150 yards a game on the ground. Is that a point of emphasis going into this week, not only with Johnson and Gillespie, but really just getting more carries for these guys? I think the top amount of rushes any players had through 3 games for you has been 11 carries.
Yeah, we've got to, I think you take the first game out just simply because, we had a chance to play everybody. But, yeah, we've got to run the ball. I think, one thing that we have done, statistically, sometimes I think stats are for losers. But statistically, we're moving the football up down the field. We're just not getting in the end zone. I think a lot of times we get a little impatient down there. That's one thing that we got to do a better job at. I do think we got one of the better running backs in the league, and we got to make sure we're feeding that beast. And now Javon's got he's had some hamstring issues, and so he's had to come out. He had to come out. While we were driving the ball against Barton. Just because I think that he got a little winded because he didn't practice hardly that week because of his hamstring. So, but we've got to feed the beast. We've got to have better ball security, but running the football is something that we got to be better at.
Team Limestone comes in. They also lead the league in kickoff return yardage. Talk about that a little bit and maybe some things you guys have done to try to shore that up after giving up one last week.
Well, I think people only remember the one you give up for a touchdown. They don't remember the two, where we pinned them inside the 20. We've done a really good job. We did a great job against North Alabama covering the kickoff. We had a couple of guys there that just didn't make the plays. So we'll have to shore that up and get that taken care of. But I've got full confidence in our guys that that'll be taken care of.
You and I have talked about forcing turnovers. You forced some turnovers last week. You get 2 picks. You get the turnover on the punt. The importance of that, especially going on the road and generating some turnovers and giving your offense a short field to work with.
Yeah, turnovers are important. The punt return fumble was the key one, because that was right after our first series of the game. We had a kid wide open in the flat and dropped the ball. That was fixed to be a 35 or 40-yard game. So we have to end up punting. And then, we get to fumble recovery and get to short field. The other two turnovers were, Bob made a great play, but we don't get a short field on that. And then he picks the one off in the end zone, which, that kept it from scoring. That was the importance there because we get the ball on the 20. So it was great, but still not get short fields. We've got to generate turnovers. That's something that, as you said, we've not been really good at, but we did generate 3 this past week, and we scored 7 points off one of those. So we just got to keep trying to hawk the ball.
Unique situation here. Last question for you. It's not an overnight trip. It's a night game on the road that is not an overnight trip. Address that and how you get your team ready in terms of leaving time and getting them down there in time to stretch and, kind of get their legs under them before the 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, it's not too bad of a trip. It's just a 4-hour trip. With several of those we're in the mountain these days where we can leave day up for a night game. So it's not that I don't think it's that big a deal. The kids will sleep on the bus. They can either sleep on the bus or lay in bed all day. Because that's what they're going to do. We'll eat here and then get on the bus by 10 o'clock, give them a snack, and get down the spot. I think it's Spartan where we're going to stop at a convention center down there and eat and walk around a little bit. But it all boils down to I tell our kids all the time. If I'm traveling 65 kids, I think there's some things in this life, Daryl, I'm pretty smart about, but I can't get in 65 guys' heads and make sure I get each and every one of them ready. They got to prepare their mind for a 60-yard battle. I mean, a 60-minute battle. The word war may be overused. Of course, I think people are smart enough to know that it's really not a war. But you got to prepare yourself, for a very physical contest, because that's what this is going to be. Kids got to do what they got to do to get themselves ready.
Kickoff from Gaffney, South Carolina, 7 o'clock. You can listen to him live on 93.5 WAXM. You can watch it on Flow Sports. If you are going to the game, you need to buy tickets in advance. Information about that is on our website, uvawisecavs.com. Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thanks, Daryl. Appreciate you, buddy.